Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video that is coming up. And if you want to listen to the podcast episode, I will have it linked below for Spotify and Apple. I appreciate your support. Let's get into this conversation. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations Are My Thing. I am, of course, your lovely host, Trinity Jackson. Once again, I'm excited for the topic that we're going to be discussing today because I've been seeing not a trend on TikTok as in terms of like a sound that everybody's using, but a trend in terms of I see this happening over and over again. And I just find it increasingly interesting and just so crazy. It just shows like the parallels of when you really make it big doing the content creation thing. All right, so if you all don't know, I'm gonna give y'all the down low. All right, not the down low. I'm gonna catch you up, and then we're gonna discuss. All right, so you're gonna get caught up, and then we're going to discuss. So, the first instance I've seen of this, where basically the concept is a creator gets really big, and you feel me? They've been creating content for a long time. They are able to quit their job, go full time, making a lot of money, and then they appear to be quote unquote tone deaf to their community, saying that what they're doing now as an influencer is so difficult and so hard, and try to walk a day in my shoes. If you already know what I'm referring to, I don't know the actual creator's name. I'm pretty sure I know it's Michaela. I don't know her last name, but she is a makeup content creator. And this is the first instance I saw, and I'm gonna get to my second one. So Michaela, I've seen her videos on my For You page because she is very popular. She has like 13 million followers on TikTok. I just don't know her last name, but she's very distinct voice, and she does really good makeup. I don't do a lot of makeup, so I don't watch a lot of her videos, but I know that she always like posts good product reviews and explains like, oh, what do I use for this, that, and the third, get ready with me's. And if I'm correct, I believe she just did a collaboration with like a major makeup brand. So Michaela's been growing. Her following has been like expanding like crazy, and she's been able to go full time from working an actual 9-to-5 to actually just working as being an influencer, making videos, making content. It's great. It's lovely. Now, she had just recently made a video on her page where she said, I did this, and I stopped working by 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Essentially saying that her day was so crazy, it was so hectic, it was so overloaded that, she just could not take it. Not she just couldn't take it, but, walk a day in her shoes. To which hundreds of thousands of people responded using the sound, basically comparing her job as an influencer to things like being a nurse, a firefighter, an engineer, real like laborious, like intense jobs, and just basically saying how tone deaf she is to the people that actually supported her, the individuals that got her in the position that she's in, that watch her videos, that made her famous, that gave her the platform that she has now, have to go work those jobs. They have no other choice. They can't make videos and get paid. They have to go do what they do and be in their careers, whether they like it or not. And they're basically infuriated. And in just an instant, her comments, or a lot of her supporters, were just throwing all types of hate her direction. The comments of all of her videos, not just that one. Sorry, I yawned, but the comments of not just that video, but every video after that were just so hateful. They literally went from loving her and loving her videos to seeing that one video and absolutely turning her on her in a second. And at first when I saw it, I was like, you feel me? When I saw the video without it being in context, all right? So I learned the context of the video. So when I first saw it out of context, I was like, okay, I see what they're saying. Like, okay, I'm actually working a 9-to-5. What I'm doing is actually difficult. How dare you say walk a mile in my shoes as if what you're doing is harder than what I'm doing. Now, the first thing I thought when I saw this was that for one, life isn't fair. That's point blank period. there will always be a job that seems so easy in comparison to another, but that is the job that you chose. You know, life, not everyone can have the easy, lax career field to choose, and that's just how it is. You feel me? You went to school to be an engineer, so now as an engineer, you're engineering. There are people that do dog walking for a living. They do DoorDash for a living. They do Uber. They're doing at home doing copywriting. There's a lot of easy jobs out there. People that work from home jobs just doing customer service. People are baristas, and someone can always look at that job and say, oh my God, that's so easy in comparison. What do I do? But no one's asking you to compare. Right? We're not asking you. No one was. She was simply, I can understand from the context of the video, before I got the context, before I even knew what happened on the day that she made this video, I was simply just understanding that she had a really, maybe not every day is like that, but she really felt that that day was super intense, and she was just like expressing herself. Do I think that she meant to say that her job is harder than everybody else's? No, I truly do not. However, one of the even difficult things about being at that type of position, having millions of people looking at you, is that one video like the one that she made, or one little slip up, because you're in the public eye so much, and you are now being crucified on the platform that you created by the people that just loved you seconds ago. So that is one thing. A lot of people couldn't even take that. So, you know, there are some, I mean, they're honest, to keep it a stack, there are probably jobs that are easier than doing what she is doing, just because of the effect of her words and how much of an influence she has. It's pros and cons, because now there are so many people looking to you, that when you slip up, it's not just a little thing. It's not just your coworkers that are mad. It's millions of people around the world that are coming together to try to tear you down. And a lot of people could not handle that. I don't even know if I hope she's doing fine. I hope she's doing okay. Now, to put it into context, she had just bought a house. She had just she just bought a home. And I believe on the day she had just got her home, she was moving in, getting her things together. And I guess she had to do like deals and brand deals and stuff like that, and making deals. It's just a lot. And people are acting like regular individuals do not get overwhelmed. Overwhelm is a natural feeling, right? It's just natural for people to be like, you know what, I have so much on my plate right now. I do not believe at any point she was meaning to like compare her situation to say what she's doing now is so much more difficult. But that also goes back to what I said, like, life isn't fair in general. There are numerous jobs that especially after COVID, there are so many jobs that are now just based at home, and there are people that go out and work in the heat, in like outdoors, and build things, and they're doing laborious tasks. There's always going to be something that's easier and more difficult, but that's why there's no point in comparison. And there's no point in consistently making the comparison of what you do versus what they do, and whose job is easier and whose job is better and who's making more money for like that, because you can go back. Comparison is the thief of all joy. You will always find someone that's working harder than you, or not working as hard as you, but making more money than you, whatever the case may be. Comparison is a thief of all joy. So when I looked through all the videos and I saw, you know, all the people that were saying, you know, this is what I do, this is what I do, I wish I could da-da-da-da, I wish I could da-da-da-da, me going home crying because I'm like, at the end of the day though, that is the career you chose. Michaela has chosen her career. And she chose a career that pays her well for a small amount of time invested, right? Comparison is a thief of all joy, though. I don't believe that she was saying, I want you to sit here and compare what you're doing to what I'm doing and see whose job is harder. Because she knows, I hope she knows, that being an influencer, at the end of the day, is not that hard in terms of the work you're doing. In terms of the work you're doing, in terms of making videos and putting content out and making brand deals and getting paid to do the things that you were doing for free. Like like all the people that are like content creators, at some point they were doing what they're doing for free. They were doing it because it's a pastime, because they're passionate about it, but their passion and their general enjoyment is what gave them the platform they had. So I hope she understands that it's really, yes, of course it's not that difficult, but everybody's reaction to it was crazy to me, just because I'm telling you, like, as I looked through her comments, the things that are being said were just so hateful, and it was just so sad to see from outside looking in, because these are the same people that were praising you yesterday, like that were in love with you a week ago, that thought that you were the best, their favorite influencer just a month ago. And it just shows that, like, you're definitely under a microscope, because everything that you're going to do is going to be magnified. Now, it reminded me of something I learned a long time ago while I was watching Gary Vee. And it's basically the concept of when people are praising you, and let me put it like this. You have to have the ability to ignore the hate and ignore when people are saying negative things about you. But at the same time, even when they say positive things about you, like, thank them, but ignore it too. You can't take the positive too much. You can't take the negative too much. Because if you let people pump your head up, you're going to think you're better than you are. And you're going to start to act differently. And that's when you start to see people they became influencers. They used to be super humble. And then they become this individual that just thinks they're holier than thou. When it comes to the praise you receive, you have to be able to take it with a grain of salt. And the negativity the same way. So no matter what, on what side of the spectrum you're on, because it just shows how quickly you can go from being their favorite to the most hated in just a drop of a dime. So when people are commenting, telling you, oh my gosh, you're the best, you're amazing, you're superb, like, thank them and appreciate it, but don't let it go to your head. Don't let it sink in. Don't take it too seriously, because that way, whenever I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my words because I'm just thinking a lot as I'm saying this, because it's such an important concept to grasp. And I think if more people were aware of this before even stepping into the limelight and trying to be this big person, then they wouldn't feel so terrible when the same people that love them turn on them. I feel like I've seen it happen for a lot of people, where the same people that are praising you I'm going to tell you about the second instance, but essentially the concept is whether they're praising you or hating you, mind you, ignore it. Whether it's oh my gosh, I love your content. Oh my gosh, I love all your videos. Oh my gosh, everything you're doing is so amazing. You're my favorite this, you're my favorite this. Thank you. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it to heart. Don't let it get to your head. That way, whenever they're telling you, you suck, you're ugly, you're terrible, I wish you never were. So people will tell you, like, I wish you die. Like, they will say the worst things. How dare you? You should be ashamed of yourself. If the praise doesn't go to your head, you won't let the hate go to your head either, because it goes both ways. At no point should you let someone else's opinion of you affect your opinion of yourself. Even if they're telling you you're amazing, you walk on water, you're God's gift to this earth, they can tell you all of this. Does not matter. You can't let it go to your head. You have to remain humble. You have to stay focused and stay locked in on who you are, and make your own decision and your own perception of what kind of person you are and the things that you do as the individual you are. So, I thought my phone died. But that's a really important concept. The second example I saw was this guy, Dre Brown, on TikTok. He makes a lot of funny videos just about corporate America and being a Gen Z individual in corporate America. And he's kind of like a little, pretentious, preppy, not pretentious, I don't want to use that word, but he's like really kind of like elitist, not in a bad way. I actually have liked his content. I think he's funny, and he shows that you can still be who you are, but encouraging you to make more money, like demand more, and don't let these jobs run you ragged. Now, he just got verified, moved to LA. Now he's not even working the jobs he used to talk about, and he's being able to be full-time, which is great. You know what's so crazy and what's weird to me, and this is why I thought when I saw Dre's situation, not Michaela's, when I saw Dre's situation, people are now like bashing him and saying things. I don't even know what they're saying about him. I didn't look deep into it because I wasn't gonna let that affect the fact that I think he's cool, I think he's great. But people love their favorite influencer until they start doing too well. Until they start doing too well. When he was no longer working in corporate America and finally had made enough money to move out to LA, some people were excited for him because it helped him build that platform, and they still love to watch him. They want to watch more of his videos, and they like watching his content. And other people just feel like, oh, well, now he's not who he used to be, or oh, he's tone deaf, or whatever the case may be. And that's an odd little parallel. Okay, so y'all want them to do good, but y'all don't want them to do too good to where they can actually do what they want to do full time. And I think that's odd. I think that goes back to people having to realize that you choose your path. They chose their path. They said, you know what, I'm going to go all in on this. That was what the goal was, to just keep working the corporate job and keep making content about it. But staying where I am to make everybody else feel comfortable? No, it's to elevate. It's to become more. It's to make money on a regular basis from videos and making things on your phone. Like, you know, it's just that was just like that's just weird to me, because I feel, as I said, I feel like people want to see their favorite influencers blow up, but not too much, because if they blow up too much, then they start to envy them or dislike. Now they don't like their content because you used to be at this and this, and you used to do this. I mean, I don't work there anymore. I don't do that anymore. I've been able to grow because of y'all. I'm appreciative of y'all. Always being appreciative, but not staying in the same place. The goal is always growth. So that was just my hot take, or whatever you would call it, on the situations I saw with those two really big influencers, and how their community, the same community that literally showered them with love, was pouring down hate within seconds, minutes. And it just goes to show that you have to create your own vision of yourself, especially if you want to be an influencer, because of how quickly your fan base can become your haters. It was interesting to me, but also just really sad at the same time. So thank you for watching this episode, or listening, however you received this. I appreciate it. I do not take y'all for granted. Make sure you join the Discord. The link will be in the YouTube video, so make sure y'all find the Discord, get plugged in so you can connect with me personally. And I want to thank you all for listening and paying attention. I send you all peace, love, and blessings. Mwah!